Welcome to the space where philosophy meets futurism, where voice meets vision. Today, we're diving into the foundational importance of critical technology for the evolution of civilization toward a post-scarcity world and a post-egalitarian society. We'll explore this through two powerful examples: the replicators of Star Trek and the 3D printers of Nuriva and Tangora. But let's be clear, we're not just talking about machines. We're talking about meaning. About the tools that make utopia possible. Not as decoration, but as infrastructure. Not as fantasy, but as necessity. Let's begin with the familiar icon, the replicator. In the Star Trek universe, the replicator is more than a convenience, it's a gateway to liberation from both capitalism and communism. A device capable of materializing food, clothing, tools, anything you need, instantly and on demand. No currency. No hunger. No hoarding. This machine is foundational to the Star Trek universe and its post-scarcity philosophy. By placing power directly in the hands of individuals for their everyday needs, the replicator becomes the invisible engine of autonomy, decentralizing access to resources and redefining what it means to live without lack. This technology isn't merely supportive, it's structural. As a singular piece of infrastructure, the replicator is so deeply woven into the fabric of daily life that its absence would destabilize the very foundations of the Federation's post-scarcity society. Its only input is energy, typically produced through matter-antimatter reactions and other advanced sources, which appears to exist in surplus throughout the Federation's core worlds. Moving beyond their technical function, replicators, at a macro level, dismantle the logic of capitalism by making material goods abundant and free. At the same time, they transcend communism's centralized distribution by enabling individual autonomy. Each person can create what they need, when they need it. Freed from the burden of survival, the Star Trek universe is built on a foundation where citizens can pursue careers in diplomacy, science, art, exploration, or any passion, with total commitment. The replicator doesn't just feed the body, it liberates the soul. Now let's shift to a world less technologically advanced, but equally bold in its pursuit of utopia, Nuriva and Tangora, as imagined by Adeerus Ghayan. Unlike Star Trek's futuristic federation, this society operates within the bounds of our current scientific understanding. Yet it still attempts to build a post-egalitarian utopia, one that liberates its citizens from survival and scarcity through a different kind of technological infrastructure, advanced 3D printers. Unlike replicators, these printers are not generic devices, they're purpose-optimized. One can print an entire house in just a few hours. Another, a compact tabletop model, can fabricate dresses within minutes, right inside the home. Each printer is tailored to a specific domain of life, yet their collective impact is profound. They decentralize production and embed autonomy into the fabric of daily existence. Just as replicators are foundational to Star Trek's post-scarcity society, these printers are central to Tangora's post-egalitarian world. However, unlike replicators, they're not background tech, they're front and center, both structurally and narratively. Within the world, the entire economic system orbits around them. Within the story, the plot evolves through them. Like replicators, Tangorist printers run on electricity. But they also require cartridges, material inputs that vary by function. To minimize external dependency, homes are coated in transparent and semi-transparent solar cells, cells that are themselves printed by 3D printers. These solar layers generate power locally and store it in-house. The result? Free energy, reducing external input to a single variable, the cartridge. But the technology goes further. The challenge of material input is met through recyclability. 3D printed goods are designed to be broken down and reused, creating a near-infinite loop of production and regeneration. This isn't just clever engineering, it's a philosophical stance. A system sustained with minimal external dependency and maximum individual autonomy. The examples of both worlds underscore a vital truth. To move beyond egalitarianism and scarcity, any viable philosophy must be paired with technology that enables the decentralized fulfillment of daily needs. It must empower individuals to meet their material requirements autonomously, without external control, thus granting the freedom to live as they choose, so long as they do no harm. Both worlds go on to develop a range of fantastical technologies that complement their respective production systems. Yet in each case, the survival of the society, and the integrity of its guiding philosophy, depends on one core principle: individual autonomy through foundational technology. What's striking here is that two creators, from vastly different cultural and technological contexts, arrive at the same conclusion: to reach utopia, individuals must first be liberated from the fear of survival. That liberation is not the end, it's the beginning. It marks the first step toward a higher stage of civilization. In one world, this freedom allows individuals to pursue careers in diplomacy, exploration, and self-betterment. In the other, it opens space for science, art, and symbolic design. Now, when we turn our gaze to the world we live in today, what do we see? A vast majority caught in an endless struggle for survival, while a small elite and their loyal gatekeepers float above the fray. To me, it's clear. If we truly want to resolve the root of our societal evils, the first and most urgent step is freedom from the survival fight. And that kind of freedom requires technology. We've spent the last century experimenting with philosophical and economic systems. Capitalism, communism, hybrids, and reforms, and what did they yield? Decay, inequality, exhaustion. The time has come to shift our focus. Not to ideology alone, but to infrastructure. To tools that grant freedom by birth, not by privilege. Replicators may still feel far-fetched. But we don't need to wait for science fiction to become reality. We can begin now. With technologies we already possess. Imagine a free, 3D printed house for every person, coated in solar cells that generate their own power. Tabletop printers in every home, fabricating clothes and daily essentials. This isn't fantasy. The core technologies exist. What's missing is the will, the altruistic motivation to deploy them universally. Because greed cannot give birth to generosity. And no utopia can be built on fear. Thanks for listening. If this sparked something in you, like, share, and subscribe. And drop your thoughts below. Until next time, keep filling the bandwidth.